You already know what it is. Let's get down to business, mob stories. We got a lot of business to take care of today. You know what I'm saying? Because we all about our business. If you ain't about your business, I tell you what my boy Bonnet tells me, kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get down to business. This next story, very, very interesting story, out of gangland.com. Salute to these guys. They put together a very, very interesting piece in regards to Chris Londonio, the Micheal Meldish murder, Stephen Crea Jr., and a bunch of other characters. Let's get down to business. Mob stories, Big Rich, Shattered. Let's go. Prosecutors say a wise guy defendant's sudden confession to a jailhouse stranger that he had taken part in a sensational gangland style slaying was an excited utterance. That's legalese for the kind of thing we say when we are jolted by bad news, things we might not mean to say but are likely true and therefore allowable in court. Defense lawyers have their own term, utter nonsense. There was no such confession, they say, and they have the tapes and the emails, courtesy of the government's own evidence, to prove it. Moreover, the story is so outlandish that they are asking the judge on the case to bar the inmate who says he heard the abrupt confession to even testify about it. It's unclear exactly when Christopher Londonio, who is facing charges of having murdered Purple Gang leader Micheal Meldish, made the alleged excited outburst. Now, we just talked about Chris in the prior article about his parents trying to help him get out of jail, his parents helping him sell opiates because of him talking about his business to his ex jailmate or ex cellmate, David Evangelista. Okay? And this has a lot to do with this snitch. It's unclear exactly when Christopher Londonio, who is facing charges of having murdered Purple Gang leader Micheal Meldish, made the alleged excited outburst, but the feds say it followed a visit by Londonio's mom in early June 2017 to her son, who was being held in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Prosecutors say that during the visit, Londonio learned from his mom that Lucchese underboss Stevie Wonder Crea and his son Capo Stevie Jr. Crea had been released on bail after also being arrested and indicted for their roles in the Meldish murder. Londonio was so irate that the Creas were allowed to be out on bail while he had been stewing behind bars for months, according to the feds, that when he got back to his cell block, he blurted out his own role in killing along with that of the Creas to a fellow inmate named David Evangelista, who had arrived at the MDC just a few days earlier. As Gangland disclosed last week, Evangelista, a serial bank robber, was transferred from the MCC in Manhattan to the MDC on May 22. The transfer occurred after Evangelista bizarrely turned himself in after he had been mistakenly released prematurely from the jail. After being sent across the river to the MDC, however, things got even more bizarre. In the Brooklyn lockup, Evangelista allegedly encountered Londonio, who had been housed there since his indictment in February of 2017. A few days later, Londonio, who had been tight-lipped about the case, even with those he knew well, allegedly abruptly blurted out his confession to Evangelista. In his anguished state, prosecutors claim in court papers Londonio questioned how the Creas could have made bail despite being involved in the same murder as him. The story is baloney, counter lawyers for all three defendants, and it can be proven by email exchanges between Londonio and his mother from federal prison. The True Links system that allows inmates to send and receive electronic messages. Two of those emails between mother and son in June and July of 2017 show that Evangelista's account was complete fabrication, say lawyers Barry Levine and Anthony DiPietro. The evidence is so blatant, they state, that White Plains Judge Kathy Seibel must deny the government's request to use that testimony because it is false or misleading evidence that deprives their client, Crea Sr., of a fair trial. The lawyers wrote that the emails established that Londonio was on notice that the Crias did not get bail and that he and his mother favorably discussed the matter by email, not at some bogus, startling event where Londonio met his mother at the MDC and became irate and startled by her inaccurate reporting that the Crias got bail. Plainly put, the startling event never happened. In June 2017 email, they wrote, his mom included a gangland article published that day that stated the Lucchese Quintet charged with the Meldish's murder, Caldwell, Londonio, Madonna, and the Crias are all detained without bail awaiting trial that is unlikely to take place before next year. The next order of business is for Attorney General Sessions, who had been busy with other things, to decide whether to seek the death penalty for any of the five. In addition, Levine and DiPietro wrote a string of emails between Londonio and his mother in the middle of July 2017 further reflect that Londonio was explicitly told that the Crias did not get bail. The emails also contained their own version of an excited utterance, albeit digitally rendered, where Londonio's mom lovingly scolds her son for not knowing how to read. In asking Judge Seibel to block any testimony by Evangelista about their client's alleged remarks about the murder or any other crimes, the lawyers argued that Londonio's alleged statements were not sufficiently corroborated to be used as evidence against in the case. And while prosecutors assert that the two men were cellmates who became close while incarcerated together, and that gives credence to the claim that Londonio told Evangelista about his role in the murder of Meldish and his plan to escape the MDC, the mobster's lawyer wrote that the men were never cellmates at any time. Interesting. Lawyers for Stephen Jr. Crea, and let me throw Jr.'s picture up really quick. Lawyers for Stephen Jr. Crea joined in the arguments by their co-counsels, but they also wrote that there was no way that whatever Londonio said to Evangelista could have been an excited utterance which tended to be truthful, even if he was upset about what his mother had told him, because prosecutors failed to show that Londonio was too distraught to reflect before speaking. In addition, the lawyers also said where a declarant is angry at the subject of his statement, there is an intent motive to lie, which further renders the statement unreliable. Gangland predicts many more excited utterances between prosecutors and defense lawyers before the case goes to trial this fall. This is going to be one hell of a case, guys. All right. So again, great article. Salute to Shattered for getting it to me. Salute to the writers at Gangland News. Very well done. You know, we always give people credit for what they write. Again, we're just sharing the news and sharing the story. So salute to everybody. Thank you, Mob Stories. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you soon. Salute.